Okay. Can you hear me normally?
Yes,
Yeah.
that happened last week at the end of our conversation.
It may be, maybe it's something Zoom. Oh no, that was only 10 minutes though. I was gonna say maybe it's something Zoom does to encourage you to buy the Pro feature, but no, it's probably just a glitch. I mean, we have them all the time at work, so
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
No, clear as a bell.
Right. Okay. So no. So yes. I mean, that's definitely what we can highlight is that childcare providers offer professional care. They're trained at it and full time, full care. Not your children in the background on while you're at work,
Yeah, yeah,
and the socialization of being in a group environment, which is really something that so many. I mean, all the children in school, all the, I mean, college age, everyone, I mean, I mean, Zoom isn't the same as being in an in-person environment. And so Nick is going back to in-person schooling, hybrid a couple days a week. So
as of now.
I think starting on the 16th. So in a
Okay,
couple of weeks,
yeah.
pretty soon. Yeah.
Well,
He's still not
yeah.
speaking to me. But
He should be excited about that.
Yeah, no, and I think that's important for him. I think it will be good and healthy. I think it's important that kids get back to school, even without full. I mean, I think he is actually, as of the same date, I think the 15th, he's eligible for the vaccine in Washington because everyone over 16. So my job has, I just got a letter saying I can sign up and
Oh, good.
yeah. So, but there's going to be a waiting game now
So
that
you can
it's,
get,
well, I
yeah,
will get it, but now that it's everyone over 16, it's going to be, I mean, there's still going to be a wait. It's
yeah.
not going to be 2 weeks, but yeah, I'm pretty close. I'm getting
But
there.
you could at least get an appointment, even if it's for some weeks in the.
Yes. Yeah. No, yeah, that's where I am right now.
Yeah. But the idea of socialization is really important at the very young age. I mean,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
uh, crucial, right?
Yeah. No, yes.
So, yeah. So you have been busy though? You're still busy. You're
Oh,
always.
yeah. No, I mean, incredibly. And I mean, it yes, I've been very busy. Um, I've been communicating with Kalolo, which is great. She is amazing. She's awesome.
Well, good. I
Yeah,
really, I'm very fond of her for just a whole host of reasons. I mean,
yeah.
she's a good person. I'm glad of that. Yeah, good. Yeah, yeah, that's excellent.
Um,
I um I made a suggestion to my agent because I realized it's 10 years since The Value of Art was published, and I said
wow.
I think they should do if they do a new printing, they should do a
Yes.
10-year,
Yes.
and I would do a very brief update because of stuff like NFTs.
Yeah.
Um, so he thought it was a very good idea. So it's just a question of, I know what they don't like to do. They don't want to do anything to change the pagination. So I did do when the paperback edition came out, I did a foreword for
Right.
that. So I could probably just substitute that page or something anyway.
Right.
Uh, but I'd really like to do that because somebody said to me, I don't know, maybe it was one of our interns or somebody I was talking, a young person, and she said, "Oh, yeah, oh, I read your book years ago." And
Oh goodness.
years ago, I thought, "Oh, I see. Well, that's good." But I'm not sure about the years ago. So,
No, I had not. Was it really? Is it really published 10 years ago?
2012.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm amazed. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
amazed. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, but I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's still selling, so it's not as if it's completely out of date. And people
Right.
do talk to me about it,
Yep.
not as it being out of date. But
Yeah.
I just thought I could polish it up a bit. I mean, just put a spin on it if I can figure out what I think about these. If I can put it politely, if I can.
Right. No. Right. Um, well, if I can offer any assistance, when my mother did
Yes,
the paperback edition of All About Health and Beauty. Oh, something's
yes.
happening. In 1986, I was her assistant, and she paid me. I would go to the library, and she would give me very specific topics, and I would look up books and magazine articles, and she paid me like cash money to be her research assistant.
Oh, okay.
So if you need any help, I
You're offering yourself as a, but you're very busy. Then
no, I'm joking. Yes, no, I
there
am.
are actually, unfortunately, there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people pretty well qualified who don't have any jobs at the moment.
Yeah, no, that's
Who
true.
would be happy to do that for $15 an hour. Sadly,
Yeah,
but
no, that's definitely true. No, for sure.
it is sad. In fact, I get more and more emails from people who are, you know, I think you know, pretty well qualified.
Yeah,
Either
yeah,
they've been teaching or something, and they've been, they're looking for stuff to do. And
right.
but that's interesting. You did that for the second edition.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, I I remember there were definitely things that were important to her that she wanted to add. Um, yeah, no, it's yes, no. I've been on hiring panels at my job for the last since December, and it is. I mean, there are very qualified people out there, and it's both very hard to find people who are right for our specific needs, but also there are people who have years and years and years of experience, people who
Yes,
have um, who just have been displaced, who I mean,
yeah,
they were running a childcare. They had their own business.
yeah, yeah.
They've just
Those
been
kinds of
displaced.
people. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So it is. I mean, it is.
Not necessarily salaried people who are laid off who might get
Right.
back in, but people who had small operations of their own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who haven't been working for anybody for quite a long time
Right.
because
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a pity. Have
Yeah.
you followed the George Floyd trial at all?
Well, yes. Yes. What are you thinking, or what
Very
are you?
painful. I mean, extremely painful. And I mean, how I could continue to be surprised, but I am surprised. I mean, I'm surprised at well, I suppose I don't say pleasantly, but I'm surprised at the degree to which he has absolutely no support from his fellow officers.
Uh-huh.
No,
Yes. Yeah. I
the
mean, yes.
blue line, it does not exist in this case. That is
Yes.
kind of
But here's what I mean. Will that make a difference? I mean, will all this testimony? I mean, I I find this all just painful because all I'm waiting for is a verdict. Yes, no, I agree. That was hearing some of the testimony of very high up saying there's no call for this and that kind of thing. Um, but will it, in the end, will it not come down to technicalities around how he was trained and what was technically allowable at the time? Because they actually had to change the law in Minneapolis as a result of this. But the law now is not what the law was while he did this. And that may be what it comes down to, no matter what anyone says. And people get to say,
I think the chief
and
of
I'm sorry, can I finish? I'm sorry. And people get to say, hey, that good cop said a good thing that one time, so there are good cops. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I think the fact that his superiors all the way up the line seem to be saying he was not trained this way, that this was
Mhm.
not his training.
Right.
I think that any juror who could be leaning towards being a law and order person,
Right.
this helps them to bring a guilty verdict,
Right.
and it's not against the police per se.
Well,
I
and
think the problem for the prosecution, if they have any problem, is going to be the surrounding the actual cause of death. That the defense will try to say that to sow doubt that the sole cause of death was the 9 minutes on his neck, and
right,
that because he had drugs, because he
right,
had a heart condition or
right.
something, So,
Yeah.
I mean, that would allow a juror to bring in a not guilty. That's the only thing I can see that a juror could bring a non-guilty verdict in.
Daisy's watching. Daisy's overseeing justice. I
Yeah.
fr- as all the racist defenders keep saying on the internet, well, this is just the prosecution so far. The defense hasn't even started yet, and they're right, because there other cops are going to test, other expert witnesses are going to testify he was trained this way. Other people are going to find the statutes that prove that I mean, there are qualified immunity, police union contracts. There are 1,000 reasons why he will get off. There's only one reason that he will get convicted, and that's a video that, as you say, and everyone knows, is really going to come down to a matter of opinion, and it's going to be 12 people's opinions who were cherry picked. I mean, I know the city of Minneapolis is preparing for the riots that they know will inevitably happen after the not guilty conviction, not preparing to change the laws in any meaningful way or their police department in any meaningful way. And I know I just sound like a crazy radical, but
No, I think that even if there's a guilty verdict, they're not going to change particularly.
Mm-hmm.
That they will say, well, justice was done. That was one bad apple.
Yep.
So actually, they don't. There's
there's no winning in this. To me, I mean, the hardest testimony this week was the clerk who. This is just some literal minimum wage guy who took the $20, wasn't sure what to do with it, thought about just putting it in his own pocket and trading it out of his pocket, because that's what happens when your register is short. It comes out of your own pocket. And he was just willing to do that because he didn't really care. But then he thought, I don't know, let me just talk to my boss about it. And then the boss told him to go outside. And then that's how the police got called. And now he feels guilty for a man who died, but he didn't kill this man.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's terrible because, I mean, there were witnesses who feel guilty that they didn't save him, and they couldn't save him.
They could have been on the ground with him, but they couldn't have saved him. But I know that, I know they feel they broke down in tears because they're because it's their fault.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a horror show. It's a hot mess of a horror show, and it's costing millions of dollars. I mean, it's
and yes, and even when and if there's a civil suit, and if the city settles, and if they pay, it will come out of taxpayer dollars, not the police, not Derek Chauvin's personal. It will come. Taxpayers will pay for. I mean, it's nonsense. It's. But one thing, and so I mean, this intersectionality. A guy assaulted an 65-year-old woman in your neighborhood on
43rd Street between
and they caught him, and he will be convicted as a hate crime, which is fairly rare. He apparently was on parole. Law and order people will definitely. He had apparently previously, I guess, killed his own mother.
The problem is the probation office is right there. The probation office is that's where everybody has to go to check in with their probation officers.
Okay, that's a detail that has not been. So I mean, all the back and forth of this. So then there were the security guards who closed the doors.
I saw that. Yeah.
But then they also, I guess, called 911. So I guess they're not pure evil, but they're complicit in their own way. Someone, which we couldn't hear on that video, someone did actually call out, and that's what scared the attacker away. But other people, passerby, didn't. I mean, it's okay. No, here's the thing for me. What I've just learned is police don't prosecute as hate crimes because it makes them look bad. They want hate crimes to go down because that statistic makes them look better. The FBI does. And not that I'm saying in favor of calling anyone. But if you're going to call anyone, call the FBI, not the cops, because the cops will not do anything about hate crimes. So that's my new soapbox.
And
That
the FBI wants a good record on hate crimes.
yes, and actually has an Office of Civil Rights who actually this is what they do. The FBI increasingly, weirdly, is the good guys. I mean, to me, they prosecute. They're looking at Matt Gantz. They're looking at the federal. To me, especially when I was in prison justice, like federal supermax prisons were pure evil. That was the worst. But the federal criminal justice system is very different from local police, and it's less corrupt because it's less corrupt. It has more accountability. Regardless of who oversees it, even if it's William Barr, even if it's like Trump, it still has a level of that's what they're afraid of. That's the deep state they're afraid of, is the level of accountability that the federal criminal justice system actually has. Even if they install all their right-wing judges, they still can't overthrow the courts and overthrow an election. That's how much faith I actually have in the federal criminal justice system compared to local cops. It's weird.
I think local cops tend to be extremely corrupt. We have the most corrupt in the nation in Suffolk County here.
Yes.
Some of them are earning $600,000 a year.
Is that true? I mean, sure. Yeah,
Yeah, they are $600,000 a year because because the union is so strong. The police union elects the politicians here.
Right. No, for sure.
Congressman, the right-wing congressman, the pro-Trump right-wing congressman from Suffolk County is elected, is placed. His money comes from. He is a puppet of the police union, which is very, very rich. The police union is very rich.
No, for sure. But your police, they probably live where they serve. I mean, the Suffolk County police probably actually live there, as opposed to most places where police live 50 more.
Yeah, they live mid-island. A lot of them live mid-island.
They live mid-island. Yes, no,
but
yeah.
All police live mid-island. No, I'm serious.
No, yeah.
In New York City police, they live in mid-island.
Yes. Yeah. No, I know.
Police
Yes. No, and our
police ghettos. Right?
And our police live in Everett, which is a white, a north, traditionally redlined. And they very openly on their social media channels talk about how afraid they are to come into the urban jungle of the city, which is where I live. 6 blocks. The police department where they work all day, they're terrified of. This is where I live.
I know. Well, yeah, it's true, but it's always been true in New York City.
No, it's true everywhere.
To them, they go out of the safety of their homes into a war zone, and then they go home.
And then they get de-escalation training, which actually is not about helping them communicate with people who are different from them, because I've taken this training now. It's about looking for threats. Oh, look at his hip because he might have a gun on it. Look at his posture because it might. It's about teaching them. It's about reinforcing the fear that they actually the bias and fear they actually walked out of the door with. That's what they're trained. It's actually escalation. That's the training that they. I'm sorry. I'm just yelling. I feel that this is. But it's all in my head. I'm too sensitive. I'm a crazy radical. I know.
Well, I don't know you, and I don't know how many million people voted for Joe Biden. No, I know. But Joe Biden isn't for defund the police. I mean, he was for me very much a hold the nose vote. I'm sorry. I mean, now that he's elected, I can say that. I couldn't say one thing about him. I know.
Because I was so afraid of him not getting elected and the alternative.
But we all were. I mean, he's an old style politician, and we know how he can waffle and what he needs to say to get elected. And
matter how,
if the Republicans were smarter, they wouldn't have to be so bloody right wing to get into primaries. They're
I know,
only right
no,
wing
no.
to get into primaries. They don't believe anything, right?
No, they're not for anything. They know what they're against, and that's it. But here's no, and then I'm sorry, this is just crazy. I mean, Rudy Giuliani with the hair dye running down his face, as nonsense as he is, as however he obtained that information, it turns out that really is Hunter Biden's laptop. Like I was like. Joe Biden will probably be impeached over that, and Fox News will get him impeached over that, and whatever. I mean, this. Well, and Matt Gantz will be president by next week. The Mike Pillow guy is probably right. Trump probably will be president again by August because Georgia will re-engineer a vote by August.
Does that mean we'll have to have My Pillows? I mean, does that be
mandatory?
You won't be allowed to buy an overseas pillow, a pillow from China.
Freedom pillows, freedom pillows for. Yeah. I mean, what can you do but laugh and just cuddle with the dog, right?
Okay, so we saw Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh, yeah. And how was that?
Well, I don't want to spoil it for you, so
you saw it at home. You didn't.
We saw it at home. Yeah, we actually saw it by hooking up a phone to the TV, and
yes,
okay. I think we saw it free.
Well,
I don't ask these questions.
Okay, no, that's probably more than I need to know. Christopher Nolan would be mad enough that you paid for it at home, that you didn't physically go to a movie theater with the surround sound and the popcorn, which he felt everyone should have been doing in November, let alone now, because
we had movie style popcorn made.
I've been into a lime flavored Skinny Pop popcorn. I don't like the brand name, but the lime flavor is good. It's called, I'll show you. It's called Skinny Pop, and I just like the lime flavor, but because it's a diet product, the bags
I see. Skinny Pop. Yeah.
So you have to make like 2 or 3 of them.
Okay.
but yeah, no, it's the lime flavor that I like so much.
Oh, good.
No, okay, yes, Godzilla versus Kong. I would see that. I'm trying to think of what else. There are other things I'm vaguely interested in or looking forward to, I think. But I can't. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have your dogs to feed and walk and all that now?
Yeah, I don't know where I have to feed them now. They probably have to go feed them. Yeah. I don't know where they are. It's a beautiful day. They may be outside. I should go outside.
Yeah. I think I'll take these guys for a walk in a little bit.
Anything you need? You okay?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Thanks,
Love.
Dad. Love. Just love and virtual hugs, and
you got all of that, son. I love you.
I love you too, Dad.
Okay.
All right. I'll talk to you soon. Yes. Okay.
Lots of love. Bye.